It's been a crazy couple of days. I can't wait to see the first wreck that you roll into the workshop and say, do your worst.
Ant Anstead is known as a television figure, associated with technical expertise and precision. This stable image does not reflect the full personal journey he has experienced. Major events appeared continuously in his life, creating the deepest low points over more than 2 decades. Let us go through the entire account to understand how Ant Anstead confronted these events and worked to recover during this demanding period.
So we had a fleet, we had a choice of, we had Mercedes or Volvo. There was only ever 4 tactical firearms officers on duty.
Yeah.
So you double crewed, so there was 2 cars.
Ant Anstead began his career in the British police force with a rate of advancement rarely seen. He was recognized as one of the youngest officers to undertake duties within the tactical firearms unit. This role required discipline, quick response capability, and stability in all high-pressure situations. During his service, Ant Anstead participated in a 72-hour continuous shift connected to the offender, John Duffy. This was one of the toughest assignments for the tactical firearms team at that time. Internal evaluations indicated that he met high-performance standards and received 2 commendations for bravery. Colleagues mentioned Ant Anstead's ability to withstand pressure as a defining trait. Being entrusted with sensitive duties showed the level of trust placed in him. Prolonged exposure to this work environment also affected his personal endurance, leading to changes in how he viewed his future. In 2005, Ant Anstead left the force. This was a surprising decision for those around him because his career was in a favorable phase. Family and friends reacted strongly to this choice, and Ant Anstead shifted his focus toward engineering and automotive work. Leaving the force became a significant turning point in his life.
Right, what's really nice is because the body goes around the chassis, it creates this nice little pocket of space on the outside of the chassis riggers.
After leaving the force, Ant Anstead built a workshop in Hertfordshire. The small operation focused on repairs and custom vehicle builds. During the investment process, he borrowed around 50,000 GBP from the bank. This loan created financial pressure when the business had not stabilized, making this period highly turbulent. At the same time, Ant Anstead's family life changed. After 12 years together, he and Louise divorced. They shared 2 children, Amelie and Archie. Later notes indicated that this was a period that affected Ant Anstead mentally and disrupted his personal balance. Ant Anstead entered a state of heightened psychological strain. In a 2021 podcast, he acknowledged having thoughts of ending his life as financial and family pressures increased simultaneously. He described that period using terms associated with mental decline, indicating the seriousness of the situation. Drinking became a habit for relieving tension. Ant Anstead lost about 10 kilo in a short time due to extended insomnia. These symptoms required professional psychological therapy. Keeping a daily journal was also used as a method for monitoring his condition. Alongside work and treatment, Ant Anstead recorded a personal video titled 1 Year After Divorce. The content was never released, and he stated he was not ready to make it public. This was viewed as a personal marker reflecting the level of emotional strain during his attempt to regain stability. The prolonged upheaval forced Ant Anstead to reorganize all his professional goals. The foundation he had built in the police force no longer served as a point of reliance. Moving from a highly disciplined environment to a self-managed business placed him in a new structure of responsibility requiring gradual adjustments. The collapse of his personal and professional life in early adulthood led Ant Anstead into a series of new events, beginning when he entered his second marriage with Christina Hawk. The darkest place. In 2017, an important turning point appeared in Ant Anstead's personal life when he met Christina Hawk during the production of Celebrity IOU Joyride. Their relationship formed quickly, creating the basis for further changes in both family life and work. The period of getting to know each other lasted only a few months before Ant Anstead and Christina Hawk decided to marry. In December 2018, they held a private ceremony. The marriage was described as swift and minimally public, reflecting their intent to maintain privacy in its early phase. In September 2019, their son, Hudson London Anstead, was born. Ant Anstead described Hudson as a factor that brought balance to his new life. Hudson's arrival was viewed as one of the few bright points during a time when he was seeking stability following various disruptions. By September 2020, Christina Hawk announced the divorce. The decision created a major impact on Ant Anstead. Immediately afterward, he posted the message, "I am in the darkest place I've ever known." This reflected a clear decline in his emotional state. Christina Hawk stated that Ant Anstead left the house not long after Hudson was born. This information was widely reported across multiple media platforms. Relevant data indicated that the two had significant disagreements regarding the structure of family life after having a child. After the divorce announcement, Ant Anstead left the $11 million home in Newport Beach. The move reduced his access to Hudson. The early post-divorce period recorded changes in custody arrangements directly affecting the schedules of both Ant Anstead and his son. Ant Anstead went through many months with limited contact with Hudson. Public documents showed that his visitation schedule was adjusted repeatedly. This situation increased emotional pressure at a time when his overall state was already unstable after years of ongoing difficulties. During the divorce process, Ant Anstead began writing the breakup monologues. Recording his thoughts and emotions became a coping method, helping clarify the changes taking place in both his personal and professional life. Many portions were written while he was in a weakened mental state. Prolonged pressure caused Ant Anstead to lose around 13 kg in 3 months. Reports described physical exhaustion combined with extended insomnia. This condition required him to use antidepressants for the first time following professional recommendations aimed at stabilizing his mental health. Events between 2017 and 2021 showed that Ant Anstead faced continuous changes in family life, especially those concerning Hudson. These changes directly affected his emotional stability during a period when he needed balance to maintain his work. The end of his marriage to Christina Hawk created a new low point in Ant Anstead's journey. Issues related to Hudson's custody continued and became the central focus of subsequent developments, forming the basis for further legal disputes. These events set the stage for a more challenging period, beginning when Ant Anstead entered a custody battle with Christina Hawk, a family shattered from 2022. Ant Anstead entered a period marked by high levels of tension, centered mainly on custody of Hudson. The request for full custody was submitted by Ant Anstead in April 2022, beginning a legal process that extended over time and was repeatedly made public through media reports. Court filings reflected the seriousness of the dispute. Ant Anstead stated that Hudson faced health issues after staying with Christina Hawk, including severe sunburn. These claims were included in official documents and triggered a strong response from Christina Hawk. Christina Hawk responded with arguments stating that Ant Anstead exaggerated the matter. In her counterfiling, Christina Hawk noted that Ant Anstead directly cared for Hudson an average of 9 days per month. These figures became the focus of debate and were repeatedly highlighted by the media. Both sides hired attorneys with extensive experience in child custody cases in California. The process of gathering documents, comparing evidence, and clarifying caregiving conditions took place continuously, placing heavy pressure on Ant Anstead while he still had to maintain his work schedule. Throughout the dispute, the situation intensified as online communities split into 2 opposing groups. Discussions, criticism, and reactions spread widely, turning every detail related to Hudson into a public topic. Ant Anstead faced a large volume of negative comments over an extended period. Public pressure caused both parties to reduce shared appearances. Ant Anstead and Christina stopped following each other on social media, marking a complete breach in their interaction. This was recorded as the point when they became more distant than at any time since announcing their divorce in 2020. In parallel, Ant Anstead continued all television work and automotive projects. Sources indicated that travel between filming locations and court hearings created a demanding schedule. This directly impacted his mental state, which had already been strained over previous years. During the legal conflict, July 2023 marked a major loss when Tibor Palfi, Ant Anstead's friend of 20 years and co-founder of Tipo 184, passed away in his sleep at the age of 49. Ant Anstead described this loss as a significant decline in both his emotional stability and work. Tibor Palfi played a key role in Ant Anstead's technical projects. His absence disrupted several long-term plans. Their long-standing working relationship showed that this was not only a personal loss, but also a major professional setback. The announcement of Tibor Palfi's death occurred at the same time that the custody dispute intensified. These two major events combined, placing Ant Anstead under substantial pressure. Public statements indicated a sharp increase in emotional exhaustion. The pursuit of full custody of Hudson continued throughout 2023 and early 2024. The court reviewed proposals from both sides, including assessments of living environments, caregiving schedules, and the ability to meet the needs of a young child. These evaluations took place over several months. The final outcome showed that Ant Anstead did not obtain full custody. The decision to maintain the 50-50 arrangement was issued after multiple rounds of review. This represented a significant legal setback for Ant Anstead, as he had invested considerable time and resources toward this objective. Prolonged legal costs increased financial and mental pressure. Reports noted that Ant Anstead's legal expenses rose significantly across 2 years, placing substantial strain on his personal budget and professional activities. These consecutive events created a transition point leading toward the collapse of his business ventures, beginning with financial difficulties and then a serious health incident. The empire collapses. From 2018, Radford was developed by Ant Anstead and his partners as a technical brand focused on high-performance vehicles. In 2022, the Type 62-2 model was introduced at a price of around $1 million. The limited run of 62 cars was fully reserved within 48 hours. Initial success generated major expectations for Radford's long-term direction. Commercial assessments indicated stable demand influenced by its nostalgic design approach. Internal reports later revealed difficulties in cost control and project management. Several orders experienced extended delays. By October 2024, Radford filed for bankruptcy under Chapter 7. This liquidation ended the brand's operations after a period of financial strain. The filing marked a clear conclusion for a model once considered highly promising in the handcrafted sports car sector. Many customers filed lawsuits concerning unreturned payments. Total disputed amounts reached around $2 million. Documents indicated that several buyers had placed deposits long in advance, but did not receive their vehicles as scheduled. In the United Kingdom, one customer won a lawsuit and received compensation of $119,460 paid personally by Ant Anstead. This case reflected his personal responsibility for part of the financial obligations. Records noted that the payment occurred during a time when Radford was no longer able to operate. Alongside financial disputes, many online forums produced negative commentary directed at Ant Anstead. Some users labeled him a scammer based on unfulfilled orders. This directly affected his reputation in the classic and handcrafted car communities. Financial pressure forced Ant Anstead to sell several personal vehicles. The collection he had built over many years had to be adjusted to meet Radford-related obligations. Reports indicated that he prioritized keeping vehicles with high sentimental value while selling those less essential. By late 2025, Ant Anstead faced a significant health incident. On October 28, 2025, he sustained a severe injury while playing football. The injury involved a complete tear of the pectoralis major, along with damage to the rotator cuff and labrum and additional muscle and ligament trauma. This injury required a 5-hour surgical procedure. Surgeons used 8 titanium anchors to secure the damaged muscle. Medical reports indicated that recovery would take many months with a risk of long-term limitations in arm strength. Due to the severity of the injury, Ant Anstead had to cancel all filming for Season 2 of Born Mechanic. He played central roles in both technical execution and on-screen presentation. The disruption impacted the production timeline and caused losses for planned programming. The prescribed period for wearing a brace was 6 to 9 months. Ant Anstead was unable to perform basic activities such as driving, dressing, or lifting objects. These limitations required major adjustments to his work and daily schedule throughout recovery. In a November 2025 update, Ant Anstead wrote that he feared losing the ability to use his hands, which had defined his career for many years. This statement reflected the seriousness of the injury due to its direct impact on his technical and television work. From these overlapping events, Ant Anstead moved into a phase of rebuilding, beginning with maintaining his professional foundation, reinforcing personal relationships, and preparing for new directions in the years ahead. From the pit to rebuild. From his early teenage years, Ant Anstead showed a strong interest in mechanical vehicles. At the age of 16, he assembled a complete kit car and sold it for a profit of about 2,000 GBP. This achievement created the foundation for his long-term path in engineering. When transitioning into television, Ant Anstead quickly established a stable position through his ability to combine technical work with clear explanations. Wheeler dealers played a significant role in making him a familiar figure to automotive audiences. Income from Wheeler dealers was estimated at around $500,000 per season during 2017-2021. This was the main financial source that helped Ant Anstead maintain business activities and support family life. The figure reflected the commercial value of the program and his position in the industry. In addition to Wheeler dealers, Ant Anstead participated in Celebrity IOU Joyride with earnings of $300,000–$400,000 per season. The program showcased his ability to restore and design custom vehicles, allowing him to expand his presence on American television and reach new audiences. Ant Anstead also took a central role in Born Mechanic, with earnings of about $250,000 per season. These programs combined hands-on mechanical tasks with structured television content, shaping the image of a technician known for disciplined and detailed work. Alongside television activity, Ant Anstead continued to work on programs such as For the Love of Cars Building Cars Live and Master Mechanic. These projects strengthened his position in the classic car restoration field, creating a diverse content portfolio and maintaining professional stability across many years. Ant Anstead's net worth reached its highest point in 2023, ranging between $5 and $6 million. This reflected the combined development from television, automotive work, and related activities. It also marked a period when he achieved greater balance after earlier upheavals. In his personal life, Ant Anstead met Renee Zellweger in 2021 when both participated in the same television project. Their relationship remained private with minimal public appearance to avoid media pressure. This stability provided additional emotional support for him. By 2025, Renee Zellweger relocated to live near the San Diego area to support Hudson's care. This decision reduced travel distance and created more consistent conditions for raising the child. It represented an important adjustment in their shared daily life. In 2025, Ant Anstead and Renee Zellweger appeared together at the Bridget Jones film premiere in London. The event indicated that their relationship remained stable with no signs of conflict. Ant Anstead referred to Renee Zellweger as a bloomin' Bridget genius in a public message. The personal vehicle collection that Ant Anstead kept after financial difficulties included the Alfa Romeo 158 Homage he built in 2019, the MG TD donor car, and about 15 other classic vehicles. He described them as storytelling machines to reflect their history and technical value. After the serious injury in late 2025, Ant Anstead focused fully on physical therapy. The recovery schedule was organized weekly, combining stretching routines, muscle rehabilitation, and joint stabilization. Following the prescribed process was considered essential for maintaining hand function. In recent updates, Ant Anstead stated that his goal was to return to wheeler dealers in 2026. The plan depended heavily on the recovery of his shoulder muscles and the stability required for heavy mechanical work. It was regarded as a major milestone in his career. Ant Anstead emphasized the view, not a victim, but a survivor, in a November 2025 message. The statement reflected his perspective on rebuilding life after multiple consecutive setbacks. Maintaining professional activity and personal relationships formed the central part of this process. Ant Anstead's journey showed an extended period of endurance through risks related to family finances and health. Even after 5 major events, he continued working toward recovery and gradually stabilizing his career. These efforts illustrated how an individual reconstructs life after successive losses. If you want to continue following Ant Anstead's recovery and receive in-depth analyses on television and classic automotive topics, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you will not miss the upcoming content.